Freedom to choose does not mean freedom from consequence.
This is a really long and drawn-out way of saying that the U.S. court systems are more gracious than your God.
Your original point was that we don't have freedom to choose, because if we choose one way, we are punished. But as I pointed out, people still choose to rob each other, even though they are punished by the government. And now you're shifting the argument. I'm willing to refute you again, so let's hear your other arguments against Christianity.
As while the robber willfully does harm to another human being, after about 5 or 6 years, they would get to try again.
I hope you would recognize that there are some acts that deserve life in prison, that some people do not deserve to try again. Or you would agree that if you continually do bad acts like steal, you deserve continual punishment. This is a closer analogy to Christianity. In this way, acts against God are against the infinite value and glory of God, so they merit infinite punishment. And those in hell continually reject and sin against God, so they deserve continual punishment. You can't critique Christianity by misrepresenting it.
I could be loving, gracious, generous, and kind my entire life, but never profess Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and be held.
Again, you're misunderstanding Christianity. You cannot earn God's favor or forgiveness. God is so holy that perfect justice would condemn all of us. But God's mercy and justice met at the cross. Christ bore the punishment, so all we have to do is accept this offer.
On the flip side of that, by your logic, I could be evil my whole life, and right before death claim Jesus as my Lord and Savior and ask for forgiveness, and would immediately go to heaven.
Yes. Why would a loving God refuse to forgive anyone who sincerely repents and turns to Him for forgiveness? There is punishment for that person's sins, but it was put onto Christ.
It doesn't sound just to me. It doesn't sound like a loving God. It doesn't sound like a fair God.
And why should we accept that? By what moral standard do you condemn God? Not only do you completely misunderstand Christianity, but you critique God with your subjective emotions. Just repudiating Christianity is an emotional problem, not a logical one.
And I don't believe in Him for a reason.
Suppose in some illogical world you are correct. Christianity is still true, even if you are correct. This doctrine isn't necessary to the truth of Christianity.
And I'm keeping it that way.
You have no reason to keep it that way. Submit to your Maker. God bless.